everybody, and welcome to your radio's interview this afternoon. We have a special guest with us, and we are going to be interviewing Chad Sexton of UOThiefDotCom. And so I'm going to go ahead and introduce him to you all. And so with that said, go ahead and say hello to everybody out there, Chad.
Yeah, how you doing?
Say that one more time. I think we broke up there for a minute.
Oh, yeah. Hi, this is Chad Sexton.
Yeah. And it's great having you here, by the way, Chad. I know we were supposed to do an interview with you last week, and somehow I seem to forget, all about that. And I do apologize about that, by the way. So how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Excellent. So let's go ahead and get started with the interview, shall we? And let's start off with your website and everything, because that's what the whole purpose of this interview is to talk about you, your website, and all the other good stuff that that you've been doing in the UO community, or that you've been recognized for, should I say. Let's start off with your website, UOThiefDotCom. What is your website about and everything? What is its main purpose and everything?
UOThiefDotCom is basically, just an entertainment site, really. I'm not trying to bring the ultimate news, to the community. I'm not trying to start some revolution or anything like that. This is just purely for entertainment, and I hope people like it when they read it.
Yeah. I know it. It's been quoted as being controversial and stuff like that in the past. Why do you think that is?
Oh, because probably from my sense of humor, which is a bit immature. I think I'm a mature person, but my sense of humor is extremely immature. So I think that has a big reason to do with it.
Okay, well, let's see. Let's make sure everything's going all right here. I'm getting some ICQ messages. And let's see. All right, so okay, so yeah, thank you, Jovan, for that. She tells me my mic is a little loud, so we're going to try to fix that real quick. And all right, how about now? Let me know about that. And so let's go ahead and see if that fixes it. And so let's go ahead and let's go on to the next part about your website and everything. So it's been kind of labeled as being kind of harsh on developers and stuff like that at times and so forth. Would that be an accurate summary of the website of yours and everything?
Possibly, but it's not. I'm not trying to directly attack the developers or anything they do. And to be perfectly honest, I think some of the things people say in U-Haul or in Stratix are a lot more harsh than what I put out.
Right.
So, just my opinion. Yeah.
No, if they think you're harsh, they ought to see me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and I can definitely be a little bit harsh on the developers at times. So that's totally understandable. You're passionate about the game, just like I am about the game, and I think we can relate on that, right?
Yeah, I think it's necessary sometimes. You can't, be surrounded by yes men all the time if you want to make a good product. And if there's anything that I say that it's like some people take offense to, I don't mean anything personally. I'm just a fan of the game and just working on my little site.
Yeah, I'm just reading some of the comments over here in the IRC chat, and I'm getting a little good laugh out of that. All right, so let's talk about your website a little bit more in detail, shall we? And so let's pull that up here real quick for me. Let's talk about you have 6 different categories here on your website. You have the misadventures of Chad Sexton. You have undeniably sexy, A Thief's Tale, UOThief.com, the card game, and the magic arts and crafts. No Pots, No Specials, and the Memoirs of Ninja Bob. Let's start off with the misadventures of Chad Sexton. What was the purpose of that part?
The misadventures of Chad Sexton is basically what started it all. I think it's probably the most popular project on the site also. How did it start? God, that's a long story. I don't know where to start on that. I really have to give credit to another Napa Valley native from a long, long time ago. His name was Adam Ant, and he did a series, I think 200 episodes, and I mean he did those before. He was part of the reason why I started playing, and he did the same type of thing, except he was a PK, and the Misadventures is basically me going around in game, playing a thief, taking screenshots, and I mix those screenshots, which are real situations, with a fake storyline, and I try to tell my own funny story.
Your own version of the events that happen or whatever.
The way I portray them is completely made up. So, I try to make it entertaining.
Okay, so I mean that sounds interesting and everything. How many stories have you made over for that?
So far, I'm up to episode 30.
Okay.
But also, there are, I try to encourage this in my guild to take screenshots of their own and tell their own stories, because I read them too, And sometimes I mix them up in some of the episodes, so it'll be their screenshots and mine. Sometimes. And also in this section there are some of their own episodes. If anyone makes a story, I'll put it up.
Okay, so this is not just your stories. This is also a collaboration of different stories from other people as well, right?
It's the story of the guild.
Okay. And now, speaking about your guild and everything, let's talk about your guild and everything. What shard you play on? I think you was referring to NapaValley and stuff like that. Do you play on NapaValley?
I do. I've always played on NapaValley. I started in T2A, so I don't know how long ago that is. 8 years now?
Yeah, that's about right and everything. So, about your guild and everything, is your guild a thieves guild or what?
It is strictly a thieves guild. I know I've heard people saying, you should open it up to all types of stealthers. You'd get more people in the guild. I don't really want it to be, anything else other than a thief guild. I will say this though. I will take any type of thief that is in Feluca. You could be a thief that started when UO first started, or you could just make one right now and mess around at Brid Gate or U Gate or whatever.
So I mean, and you said you had some issues about thieves now. What do you think is wrong with thieves now, and what are some of your concerns about thieves in the future and stuff like that? Can you touch on that a little bit for us?
Yeah. Where do you want me to start?
Anywhere.
From what I can tell, there are a few other thieves guilds across the shards, but I am one of the few, and I think there's a reason for it.
Why do you think that is?
Insurance, basically.
Well, let me ask you about insurance. Do you ever perceive insurance ever going away anytime soon?
Not if the current, AOS item system is in place. It's never going to go away. It's impossible.
Yeah, okay, well, let me ask you about the insurance now, since we're talking about insurance and stuff like that. Why are you not playing on a shard such as Siege Perilous, where there is no insurance?
I've been asked a couple times to move to Siege, and I don't really want to. I think for probably two reasons. Number one is, I've always played on NapaValley. I don't see a reason why I should have to move just to play the character I want to play.
Alright.
Also because I think Siege is, to be honest, it's not what I would expect it to be. If I could have my way, I would have no blessed items at all, except for maybe rune books in Siege.
Yeah.
Like right now, it's kind of, it's like Siege Light to me.
Yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from and stuff like that when you say Siege Perilous, because I oftentimes get a lot of people saying, well, just come over to Siege, play over there, and I'm thinking to myself, well, I don't like Siege because it's only one character slot I don't like Siege because, it's, got all these different other facets and everything. I just wish it had just Felucca, and I wish Felucca looked like, kind of like Trammel with all the green shrubs and everything, which it doesn't have. And then, you have all the reds that can enter into towns and stuff like that, and I'm just like, no thank you at the end of the day. I'm like, just forget I even mentioned, all that.
Well, hey, I actually don't mind the one character.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that, but I think it's selling itself as something it's really not. I mean, it could be, in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not ready to pack up my bags and move there yet.
No, same here. It's going to have to. I mean, right now the way I see Siege is pretty much a hybrid chart and stuff like that. So I mean, and I don't know if you kind of looked at it the same way. It's like a hybrid between the way the game is now on production charts and a little bit over that, take a little bit of that and put it over in Siege, and voila, you have Siege Perilous,
Right, and also from what I've heard, I'm not sure on this, I think Siege is a East Coast shard.
Oh.
I'm on the West, so.
Okay, you're on the West Coast, right? You're on the West Coast, right?
Yes.
Did I lose you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Are you on the West Coast?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Okay, I got a yes out of you. I was like, oh, I don't know. Maybe he didn't want to give out his location or whatever. So how long have you been, you already said you've been playing for 8 years, right?
On and off for 8 years. It's always like, I play a year, I get burnt out, I get tired, I take a year off and I come back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know the feeling sometimes. I haven't yet quite convinced myself to pull myself away from the game, because then I'm like, well, what if, something good comes along in the game or wherever, and then I find myself, behind, and I find myself without a place, a house or anything. That's my major concern.
Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe go out and get some sun.
Yeah, I should get some sun. Although we get it a lot here in Texas and everything, especially in the summer. Let's see. So let's talk about the game in which you're working on and everything over at UOThiefDotCom, because I noticed that you had a little game over there, like a little RPG type game that you put together. Can you touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Undeniably Sexy: A Thief's Tale. It is made with the freeware program. Wait, actually it's not the program to make it isn't free, called RPG Maker XP, but the game itself is free.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually really good for people like me who have little or limited programming experience.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like user-friendly, and you could customize it basically almost any way you want.
Now, I got a question for you about that. I noticed you got it ready, mature on this segment of your website. Why is that?
For a lot of reasons. Here, I have it written.
Can you give me a few reasons why?
Here, down. Undeniably Sexy: A Thief's Tale contains sexual innuendo, adult situations, adult language, and blood and gore. Reason. Yeah, like I said, my humor is extremely immature, and it really shows in the game. If you think it's bad in the episodes, wait till the game is finished.
Yeah, I think I saw a screenshot once where a character said, well, I thought she was, she told me she was 18, but, or something like that. So, yeah, I got a kick out of that, because, I mean, basically it looked like an RPG game, which I guess it was this one right here, which I saw the screenshot, and it was, it looked like a Yu-Gi-Oh paper doll on it. And on the little character chat screen, and it's like, oh, I thought she told me she was 18, I just got a good old chuckle out there.
The characters in the game,
mm-hmm.
the places, the items, some of the situations, they're all taken from the episodes. So if you read the episodes and then you play the game, I think you're going to enjoy it a lot more.
So it kind of ties in with the misadventures of Chad Sexton, right?
Everything on the site ties into each other.
Okay, good. All right, so let's go over to the next part of your website, and here it's UOThiefDotCom, the game card. Tell us a little bit about that. It's rated E.
Yeah, it's let's see. It is based off of Magic the Gathering. The rules are based off of Magic the Gathering. I've been a casual player for years. I've never been to any tournaments or anything like that. But, I enjoy the game. And I found this program to make my own cards, and I thought it would be a good opportunity. And this is, I should say that the site and every other project on it all popped up on my year off of UO. So this is the time I stopped playing UO, and I wanted to do something creative, I guess. And so I just started working on these different little projects of mine.
Right.
So that's where they all came from.
Interesting. Yeah, and I've actually seen other players do something similar to the card game, which you have here, I think. Yeah.
What else can I say? I don't want to get too much into it because UO Radio is a UO site, not a Magic the Gathering site. But basically, I'm planning to do 3 sets of 150 cards, and the names of the sets are Magery Online, Age of Items, and UO Gods, which are all kind of UO terms.
Right.
I'm making fun of it. If you go there, all of the cards you could print them out and play with them yourself. And in the future, there's something I'm working on. There's a freeware program called Apprentice. It allows you to upload your own cards and play it over the internet.
Oh, okay. I never heard of anything like this before till now.
I don't know if people have heard of Magic the Gathering Online, the official. You have to pay for your own cards on that. I think the reason why Apprentice is allowed to exist is because Magic the Gathering Online does a lot of things for you automatically. Apprentice, you have to do almost everything manually. So.
Right. Interesting. All right, let's go over to your. Oh, did you want to add something else?
Yeah, I should really give a shout out to Eggman of CesarianTales.com.
Good guy.
Yeah, no, I don't know him personally, but we've sent a couple emails back and forth like the past couple months. And if you look at the first set is almost complete. I just have to tweak it a little, but with his permission, I've taken some screenshots from his existing comics and used them as the art for the cards.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you see, he's a good guy like that and everything. And I mean, we as a matter of fact, we've actually had him up here on your radio before for an interview and everything. Great guy. I can't say anything bad about him. He's even, believe it or not, he's even done some wallpapers for us here at your radio and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, and he's never said no to me once. Everything I asked him before.
Right.
Asked him for in one of his comics there's a screenshot of explosion potion and a cure potion, and I used that for a couple of the cards. So then when I started thinking about the next sets, I'm thinking to myself, it'd be cool if the rest of the potions had the same art. So I sent him an email, and he said, sure, yeah, I'll do it. I'm busy, but I'd love to do it. So we'll try to get some new art from him for the cards in the future.
Yeah, he's good about getting back to you in a timely manner as well and everything. So I mean, he's definitely a great guy. I can't say anything bad about the guy. Good guy, definitely a good guy. Did you want to add anything else, or are you ready to move on to the next part?
I think that's about it.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the Magic Arts and Crafts. Tell us a little bit about that.
The Magic Arts and Crafts is from the other person who works on the site. He goes by the name of Jerome, and it's basically it's a serious fantasy novel, basically. And I can't get too much into it because that's his own little project. But, you know, he comes out with a new chapter every 13th and 27th of every month. And, you know, it's all based in UO. It all ties into the rest of the site. And from the outline he showed me, he should be writing this for the next 4 years. So I think he's crazy enough to do it.
Well, I mean, and I think we talked about this once before off air and everything. Is he thinking about making a book out of this or something?
Out of this, I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think this, I just convinced him to practice on his writing skills. I more like tricked him into doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And so there you go. I mean, that's why he ended up on my site.
Who did the artwork for this section right here? Did you do all the artwork here for all these little section or category images and stuff like that?
This section and some of the art inside the chapters themselves, they're all done by him.
Mm-hmm.
All the art on the site is done by me.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, it's really. I've tried art a few times in the past. Now I can't do anything better than a little stick figure. So I mean, I just get frustrated. I'm just like, well, screw it. And, you know, I'm gonna go play some UO or something.
It works, and there are a lot of people that are better than me. So I think it works. So
yeah, well, it's definitely a lot better than me. I can tell you that. So let's go ahead and go over to the next section and everything. No pots, no specials.
Okay, no pots, no specials. This is kind of, I should say, one of my failed projects. Like I said, I was taking time off from UO. I wanted to do something. I thought, you know, hey, maybe I'll do a webcomic based in UO. So I thought of this thing called No Pots, No Specials. And, well, the phrase "no pots, no specials" comes from dueling in UO. And, you know, it's one of the first things that comes out of people's mouths when they're setting the rules for a duel.
Mm-hmm.
And so the comic strip is starring a PvP mage. And he keeps on finding himself in fights and tournaments and duels, you know, wherever he goes, even if he wants to or not. And, you know, I say failed because I think if you look at it, especially from the first comic strip, I think the art is pretty decent. It's okay, but it just keeps on getting worse and worse and worse, and I just can't keep up with it. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to continue that ever.
All right.
But I will say that I might not add to it, but somebody wants to fix it up and get the art, you know, put it on a proper comic book page, proper boxes and word bubbles, and fix the art to at least the level of, you know, what you see on the main site in full color. So that's what I want to do in the future.
Right. Now, you rated this one rated it M as well, mature. What's that?
Just a little swearing, basically. Not too much, but just on the safe side.
Okay, that's understandable and everything. Let's go to your next and last section here, the Memoirs of Ninja Bob. Tell us a little bit about that.
Right. The Memoirs of Ninja Bob is basically a little excerpts supposed to represent journal entries. And when I'm done, the original idea was to get to day 365 for 1 year of entries, and at the end of that, he's going to die.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, what he goes through in his stories, again, has to do with everything else that's going on the site, on the rest of the projects. But, you know, to tell you the truth, I started this project because I felt like, how do I say this? If you see a new update for this, that means I didn't have time to play in-game and make a new episode. I didn't have time to work on any of the other projects, and there hasn't been any new content on the site in a few days. So it's me feeling guilty and sitting down for 30 minutes and having instant new content.
Well, let me ask you something about that. Does Ninja Bob know he's going to die after a year?
He goes kind of crazy, so no.
I haven't actually read all this yet, and so I was kind of wondering, does he, I mean, it's like, you know, it's kind of like one of those things where you go to the doctor and he's like, you got 30 days to live. So I was wondering if it was kind of like one of those little scenarios or whatever in the memoirs of Ninja Bob.
Well, you know what they say in psychology class? If you ask someone who's crazy, are you crazy? They say no. So.
Oh, yeah, that's actually kind of funny. So let's talk about you and your guild a little bit over on NapaValley and everything. You got a Thieves Guild.
I got a Thieves Guild. It's kind of struggling right now because I just got into the game maybe 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. So, what can I say about it?
Well, how long has your guild been around?
I formed it right after Mondane's Legacy came out.
Why's that?
Too long. For the challenge, really.
By challenge, what do you mean?
Challenge of everyone, literally everyone, on the forums and games saying that, you know, thieves are dead. Mm-hmm. No, they're not. You know? What can I say? I lost my train of thought.
Oh, not a problem. You know, the thing that was really interesting is that you said you created Thieves after Modane's Legacy and everything. And what I'm kind of wondering is why would you create it after Modane's Legacy when Thieves were pretty much hard to even exist? I mean, given that you have item insurance with Modane's Legacy and all that. Why would you feel the need to create a guild then? I mean, it's kind of unusual because you really don't hear too many people starting up guilds nowadays. Was it for the main purpose of, you know, trying to create a group of people that would like to see Thieves come back or something like that?
I think so. Mm-hmm. But also, let me say that, you know, this isn't the first time I've made a thief. The second character I actually made in-game a long time ago was my thief, and you know, I didn't do anything special, but I had fun with him. So right around the time Mondane's Legacy came out, for some reason I started getting bored with every other character I was playing. So before I quit, I just, you know, flirted with the thought of maybe, you know what, maybe I'll do a thief, maybe I'll see if it's worth it, maybe I'll see if it could be done, and maybe I'll have fun with it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's interesting and everything. You know, because you know, your guild's only been around for like probably over a year or whatever, and everything. So let's talk about Thieves and your concerns about UOKR. You had mentioned something about that before the show. What's your concerns about UOKR in terms of how it affects Thieves, maybe?
It's hard to talk about it because they haven't released all the details.
All right.
But from I can tell, I mean, my main concern is when they talk about inventory in your backpack. You know, there's talk about maybe a list of items. So, I mean, what is it going to be? I'm going to be stealthing around Britgate, find someone, snoop him, and a list pops up, and I choose from it to which item I steal? I don't know. I don't know about that.
I don't even know if you can steal really anything nowadays, or for that matter. I mean, because I mean, it's been my experience. Anytime it comes to thieves or whatever, it's really hard just to even, you know, find anything worth stealing nowadays because everything's insured for the most part.
I find something every once in a while.
Yeah. Now, when you do your thieving activities and everything, do you usually do it on NapaValley or do you play on various shards?
I do it exclusively on NapaValley.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. But let's see. And what I was going to ask you something else about thieves, but my mind kind of slipped. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about thieves in particular?
Oh, thieves in particular. I'm not sure.
Okay, well, you were talking about the little, and I was asking, like, what was the abbreviation of your guild and everything. You was telling me it was some kind of sign. Is it the little pointy, arrow pointing up sign?
I think they're called the carrots, the 2 carrots. But, yeah, some people call it the Asian smiley face. I call it the eyebrows. Whatever you want.
Yeah. I've seen those a lot and everything. I just don't know what to call them or whatever. But yeah, it's basically a little two pointy arrow up things. Two of those. With the arrow pointing up or whatever. Which is let's see. I think it's Shift 6, right?
Yes.
And so, that's how you get those little symbols and everything, is holding Shift and 6. And I don't know what else we can possibly talk about or whatever. I don't know if there was anything else that you might want to bring up real quickly or whatever, because I think we are getting to the end of our interview here, unless you have anything else that you might want to add or that you can think of on the top of your head.
Well, people talk about thieves and talk about getting rid of insurance.
Uh-huh.
I've already said it's never going to go away with the current property system.
Right.
But I think there is a chance, my idea for it would be that regular Smith's hammers and regular sewing kits produce barbed kit and Valerite hammer level items. That way the items could be replaceable. That's the main problem right now. You don't want to lose your items because they're so hard. If you made them easy to get, you could get rid of insurance.
Yeah. Okay, well, yeah, I'm sorry about that. Let's see, so, was there anything else that you wanted to add to this?
That might be it.
All right, so, I got somebody else talking to me here at the same time, and I'm like, go away. So, anyways, since there is nothing else, I guess we'll go ahead and conclude this interview and everything. And of course, I was interviewing Chad Sexton here on Napa Valley, who's the owner of UOThiefDotCom. Or is it UOThief.com?
Right.
UOThief.com. I'm sorry about that. And so, maybe we'll have you over here on our interview again in the future or something like that. So
yeah, I'd love to do it.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to get you back here. Maybe we'll even get what's his name, Eggman, over here to come over and join us for an interview as well.
Yeah, sure. And let me say, thanks for having me on your radio.
Not a problem.
I recognize that my site is an extremely small site compared to some of the others, and it's nice to get out there a little.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the whole purpose of this interview, is to draw some attention to your website, recognize that it is indeed there, and stuff like that, and let people know what your website's all about. So I'm glad that we had the opportunity to sit down with you today and talk with you a little bit about your website and so forth.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
All right. You have a good one, Chad, and we will talk to you again in the near future. Just stick around for a little bit, and I will be right back here with you in a minute, all right?
All right.
All right. Take care. All right. So this is going to conclude the interview with Chad Sexton over here from UOThief.com, and I am, of course, MC Vicer right at UORadio.com, and this was done on Sunday, February 18, 2007, and we'll see you again next week. Take care, and see you then.